Yeah, and Denise, we definitely got to get to the bottom of that. I'm gonna guess that Coinbase just that transaction failed for whatever, because it's all automated stuff, right?
Right.
So I'm gonna guess that that was yeah, I'm just gonna guess that it's a failed transaction. We'll try it a second time and we'll see if it works out.
Okay.
All right, let's go with a market analysis for Christmas Eve, December 24th. Imagine that. Imagine that, December 24th. And we're here. I got to open up my browser yet. There we go. And there's Jennifer. Hello, hello.
Morning.
How's it going?
Good, good. How are you guys?
Yeah, doing pretty good.
Okay.
Just getting started here. I'm ready to share screen. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's start with silver. Precious metals, because this is the exit strategy. Remember, if we're going to make all kinds of money, we got to make sure we're going to put it somewhere before it devalues back to, because after this bubble, it will definitely pop and we'll see probably a 90 to 80% decrease in a lot of assets. And so we want to make sure that we've got a way that after we've accumulated these gains, that we transfer those gains into the next thing. And so silver and gold is the exit strategy. That's what we're after. We're wanting to move into that after this AI bubble is all done. And we can see silver on the daily chart is now formed a new support here, headed down. This will likely continue. We're seeing a little bit of a little bit of resistance here already. So after all of this has happened with this resistance, we're likely to continue to go down. Gold, same kind of deal. Same kind of deal. We're headed down. We're definitely in a bearish trend right now with this low beating out previous lows. And the US 30 is also experiencing some new lows. However, I believe that what we're seeing here is kind of a reaccumulation of some volume that's going to allow this to continue to rise. And we can see just how like uncanny, like how uncannily consistent this was as it went down to this. It's fascinating. Crypto 30s are still loading. There we go. So we can see that retracement from that almost reaching the all-time high looks to me like it's done. This big dip here, we might go ahead and retest this level, and so then it would be reflected in a lot of the other coin pricing, the price action for the coins. Right now, though, yeah, that is likely to stay the low, simply because of just how much volume there was here. So this is likely to provide the support. If it comes back down here, I'd be super surprised, because this is back at, before the election. And I don't think we'll see election prices ever again. Ethereum, this is the one we're waiting for. Ethereum is always weeks behind Bitcoin, 2-3 weeks, sometimes a month. And then of course the coins behind them as well. So here we can see, though, that we are not getting below this shelf. This was after the election. We came and found some support, created a new high here, and this retracement, it bounced off of this support here. So we're likely to continue going up, finding a new high here over this week, hopefully. If not, probably the next week. Again, Ethereum is delayed, and we had that new high created in Bitcoin. Oh, you know what? I still don't have Bitcoin set up as an actual. So this high here coincided with Ethereum's high right here. With Bitcoin, though, that high was an all-time high. This one here is just a 2024 high. That all-time high is yet to come in. And so this is what we're waiting for. Bitcoin did it 2-3 weeks ago. Ethereum made a high, but it wasn't an all-time high. And so that's all we're waiting for. Once it does that, this game is over. And then it's going to be hair screen back. And I'll likely not even tell people to join at that point. I mean, they could be more than happy to be a part of NextGen merchants going on forward. But the bubble, it's going to be very difficult to find an entry while the price is just screaming going up. I'm just going to tell people, get going, get on it. If you want to do this, you got to just do it. There are going to be a lot of people, though, that are going to miss out on this. And, it's interesting. The sentiment that I'm seeing out there right now is still very, well, I don't know. It doesn't look like it's really doing much. And it's like, yeah, you definitely didn't watch any of the other cycles, because this is how they always play out. We make a new high. Like, look at Solana, made a new high, all-time high. And then over the last while, it has come back. This was the election right here, shot up. And now look at that. We're coming back. We're back down. 50% of that impulse. Oh, no, it was 50% of this impulse. Never mind this one. Yeah, so this came back down to 23% of the impulse. So the distance it went up here, it actually came back to 23% of that movement. So these retracements happen. They are a natural part of the markets. Injective token, similar shaped price action. We can see a new high got created after bouncing out of this consolidation zone. This is an old time consolidation zone. And it bounced out of that, created a new high. So looks like, looks like we're ready to go. This thing's ready. Like, all of these are just so ready to go. We're really just waiting for Ethereum to catch up and play the game like the rest of the industry. 3 protocol. Yep. Woo. 3 protocol. I don't know. I got to figure out exactly how I'm going to sign up for this thing. We'll get into that maybe on the next live, maybe Thursday or Friday. Woo is here. And then we've got, let's see here. Woo. Yeah. Same idea. Bounced off of support. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time. Otherwise, I'm just gonna sound like a broken record looking at all of these and how they've retraced and they've all found support. Now we're just waiting. Yeah, that's all there is to it. We're just waiting, folks. This is great. This is a great time. Beam. That's one of the ones that is newer on my list. This one here, if we go to the daily chart, this one here is a newer project, but it is a fairly large market cap. And so it's in a good position. This all-time high that was just formed, that was December 12th, coming back, retracing. This one here, I'm going to go ahead and bring it up on CoinMarketCap. $1.5 billion market cap at 1.86 fully diluted volume. So it's got good saturation, more than enough to actually make a go of this. And it's not a new high. So we're definitely not out of the woods yet. This is this is definitely poised to do very well over the next 2-3 months. Beam is, if you take a look at their what they're about, is, oh, look at that. They've got a new landing page. And you click it and it actually makes noise and everything. I don't think you guys are hearing that. There's audio and everything. And it's just a nice little interface. This is a gaming coin, full on. And it is also utilizing AI in creating a wonderful experience. Again, I'm not going to be going into playing tons of games, but I recognize trends when I see them. And because of the way that the world is going, digitizing everything, it only makes sense that the entertainment world is going to also experience a great big influx. And Beam is definitely one of those ones. PAL still doing fine. It's come back obviously from that big dip that we had there shortly after the election. It's definitely in position to continue its way up. FAR gaming coin, it'll be later in the game. IMX, these ones, yeah, Super IMX is also forming new highs. Super forming new highs, going towards the all-time high. Great at finding support. We can even see that through this last little while, even though a lot of other coins had larger dips, this one is maintaining some consistent movement going upwards. Clearpool for real world assets, doing very well. This is Seed World, another video gaming coin, and it's a new project, so we're just waiting to see what it's going to do. If it does take off, the all-time high is 300% from where we are right now, and that would probably happen within a day of itself. Sundog forming new lows. That's good to know. I might just go ahead and close this thing out. It's not really doing anything, but at the same time, I keep hearing words about how it's still doing good, and it was very, very, very cheap. And I mean, the point that I'm at right now is 72% loss from my first entry, my entry point. I think this one here was someone else I marked. But this entry point here, you know, I'm down quite a ways. I don't even want to bother going in and taking it out because it's just going to get chewed up by fees as soon as I go to sell it. So this one here is just a test. Had fun with it. Looking forward to seeing what happens in the long run. Bonk hit that all-time high, finding support now at off of this consolidation zone that was formed during that pennant. And then NPC, last one for the day, right there. That new high, that's gonna when this takes off, it's gonna shoot past all of this stuff here. I think it's just gonna shoot past and go for a new all-time high when this actually breaks out. There is also a new low, so we've actually got an expansion happening here. Lows are getting lower, highs are getting higher. That just creates a lot of volatility when we see that kind of thing. So that's it for market analysis. I'm not going to go through more charts. What I'd rather do is just hear about what people are looking at, if there are any questions, queries, comments. I can see a few people checking in on the live stream here on Christmas Eve. Feel free to leave a comment, or if you wanted to reach out and learn how you can be a part of our inner circle, go ahead, private message me. We'll set up a time to talk about your goals and how you can get started. And that's it. Let's go ahead and open up the call. Here we are. So, Denise, you got denied by Index. I would love to make them famous for that. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, after
Denied her.
long letter, nice, polite, but firm
Yeah.
letter I wrote, and I got like 2 lines. Sorry, can't give you an account. Got that this morning. So.
And it was actually like blatant discrimination because they jumped to every conclusion about what it is that you're doing.
Yeah.
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 It's unfortunate. The second one, though, that the Coinbase, we're just going to push through that, get that transaction through. It will be fine. I think it was just because of the first transaction and them going through that quiz.
Yeah.
I think that's what interrupted that transaction.
Well, and it wasn't particularly unfriendly. It was just, it didn't go through, and
yeah,
it wasn't like, no.
Yeah, we'll give that a second attempt. Oh, she dropped out. Her internet has been doing that. You know, we've been meeting up over the last few days here to get her all set up, and that's been happening a bit.
That could be part of why as well. the transactions don't go through is because if it takes too long for
Takes too long, then it will just not finish it just won't
Yeah,
continue. It won't
yeah,
continue.
it'll drop it because the internet's gone.
Yeah.
That might be an issue too, right? If the internet doesn't catch at the right time for the transaction to go through, that might be an issue too.
Could be, yeah. Could be. That more so though would be for their connection. Our internet connections don't really mean too much. If we see a screen saying transaction's good, thank you so much, and then it doesn't go through, that's usually their end. Yeah.
Well, it was kind of weird because it went right through. I think I sent you a message last night that instead of getting a confirmation about the quiz that I did with you, I didn't get anything about that, and then I got that. Oh, this transaction is, money has been taken out and put into Lace.
Yeah.
From Cardero. So I'm thinking, oh yay, it went through. And then it didn't go through. So I don't know, whenever you have some time, just to do that with me again, just to make sure I didn't do something incorrectly, that would be great.
Well, I would definitely love to help you through that here this morning. After market analysis, I'm going to break for breakfast, and then I'll be back at the computer again. Okay. But I'm going to be meeting with Audrey first thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you can meet with her because it'll probably take less time.
It will definitely take less time, but I also have a 10 o'clock meeting that I've got to be ready for as well. So you and I have to get our stuff done before that. And then after that 10 o'clock meeting, Denise, if you want to work then, we can do that.
Okay.
Around 11 probably.
Yeah, I'm getting picked up to go and dog sit at about 11. So if it works for you once I get to the location, it's about a 20-minute drive.
Yeah.
Then I could just message you. Would that work? And I'll just take my computer and my book with me.
Yeah, that'll be fine. Yeah, totally.
Okay. That's great.
Okay, awesome. And we'll just stay connected on Telegram once you're settled in that in the place where you're dog sitting, and then we'll just connect then.
Okay.
Awesome. Jennifer, how are things?
Good. I had you're just talking about these transactions not going through, and really funny. I had a bank transaction not go through yesterday, which was very interesting. I'm always like, "Whoa, what is this? What's going on?" It's doing an e-transfer, and it said your transaction timed out. And I was like, okay, and then it says wait 10 minutes, check your bank before you do it again. I was like, oh, that's fun. So I didn't. I was like, I have cash. I'm paying. I'm gonna go. Pay cash. It was like that's bizarre. But anyway,
you know what? We're gonna see a lot of these kinds of things happening over the next little while. It was last week. ATB had some downage, and where e-transfers weren't going through for anybody for like 3-4 hours, and a lot of people didn't even realize it happened. But whenever those things happen, I just think to myself, oh, I wonder what they're upgrading today.
Or downgrading, as
yeah, I say upgrade, you know what I mean.
Exactly. Downgrading or upgrading for them, downgrading for us.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm looking forward to meeting up in January after the New Year's all up and stuff like that. There's a company that I'm going to be interviewing, not an official interview like I'm hiring them or anything, but I'm going to learn more about them. But they are offering broker services for people to onboard into crypto, and they're not asking any questions. And so I would like to get to know them and what it is that they're about, what their mission is, because if they're on board with helping people get on board without all of those ridiculous questions that we're getting from the Coinbase. And they're not really ridiculous. I get why these questions come forward. It's because these brokers don't want to have to deal with people that get upset about getting scammed.
Yeah.
That's what it boils down to. However, there are also many people who simply want that autonomy. And this particular company, they value the fact that when we are operating within that Canadian realm, using the Canadian dollar with our bank accounts, we are operating as beneficiaries. Beneficiaries do not get questioned about their use of the money that is being distributed to them. Now, this goes back to trust law. And as a result, they are by making all of these questions, making us go through all these different questions. It's not against the law for them to do that, but it certainly is not necessary for them to give you an account.
Yeah.
And so this company, it looks to me so far anyway, like I say, in January, I'll find out more. But it looks to me like they are positioning themselves to allow folks like us to get into this without having to worry. And they're even saying that you want to cash out 20 grand, you won't be asked where the money came from or what it is that you're doing with it. Which is like that's there's that threshold, and I think different banks have different thresholds. But I remember I was buying a car once in like 2014, 2013. And, I got a $12,000 draft, and they were asking me all kinds of questions about that. And I'm just like, it's none of your business. Because it isn't. They make it their business because they're scared of making mistakes and stuff. And they've got their regulatory things that they need to do. But they don't have to go through that to make this work. All they're trying to do there with these, with the way that they have set it up, is trying to automate the account creation process. That's all they're trying to do. And whereas this other company is, you're going to have an account manager, and you're going to get guidance. And if there's a problem, they're on top of things right away. So looking forward to that interview. Get to know this company.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah. So yeah, well, that's it for, I know it's a pretty short market analysis, right? 7:39, but that's all good. Christmas. Oh, I want to give you guys an update. At 2:00 today, one of my good longtime friends and fellow patriot, Wayne Peters, he has an excellent journalism background and marketing as well, like myself. And he's running a 24-hour marathon, back-to-back shows that he's done in the past, and the series is called Doctor Talks. And I think the first one, if I remember correctly, let's look at this here. Yeah, this was the first. It'd be whatsupcanada.org, and the first Doctor Talk. This was like April of 2021, before the rollout, and he was already interviewing doctors about the weapon. And so this is going to be a 24-hour marathon of all of the Doctor Talks that he did for that first 2 years. It's going to be very interesting, I think, because like he was talking about the problems that we're experiencing today 3 years ago. That, people are getting sick, people are losing health, DNA is being broken down and destroyed. They were talking about this before the vaccines were even rolled out. So it's going to be great to kind of look back and be like, wow, I forgot that we've known about some of these things for a long, long time. So yeah, that's today starting at 2. So that's the kind of the big project that we're testing, actually, because this is a test. This isn't even the actual big grand finale. On New Year's Eve, there is a group of journalists that have been, as time goes on, we kind of all find each other. but it's called Freedom Train International. And they are a decentralized organization all around the world. They've got journalists in Australia, Canada, US, UK. There's a lady in Netherlands as well. And what they're doing is that they are also doing a 24-hour marathon, but it's going to be live. It's not going to be pre-recorded like the doctor talks. And they're going to be interviewing for 12 hours. They're going to be interviewing, for 24 hours. Someone is going to be interviewing another doctor or another expert or another field, another field expert of some sort. So it's going to be a big one there. That's New Year's Eve. And I don't know what the links, where that's going to be hosted yet. I'm pretty sure it's also going to be on What's Up Canada, just because that platform is definitely set up. And a lot of those other journalists, as much work as they've done, they don't have platforms. It's not easy. It's not easy for a journalist to get a reliable platform. I can remember in 2020 and 2021, even Wayne Peters getting shut down 2-3 times a year sometimes. I remember one time he had his website hosted with, this was early, one of the first times. He had his website hosted at GoDaddy, and GoDaddy shut down his website, just stopped providing him services. And then when he called customer service to find out why, because he was paying his bill, they said, "Oh, well, we got a phone call from the government saying that we weren't allowed to provide services for you."
Yeah.
So his website was down because the government told GoDaddy, he can't be your customer, and they believed him. So a lot of these journalists don't have platforms. But over the last 3-4 years, working with Wayne, we've got What's Up Canada now to the point where we're not getting censored on that platform. That website is staying strong, and we're doing this 24-hour stream today as a test for this big event where we're having subject matter experts for 24 hours straight interviewed around the world. And the reason why they're doing it for 24 hours is so that everybody can see it during the day, so that it doesn't matter what time it is for you, you can tune in. And the idea was that it would be starting at the lunch hour of New Year's Eve, and then go to lunch hour New Year's Day in in Greenwich Mean Time. That was the original plan. Now doesn't look like we're going to be able to time it that way, simply because of the way the interviews are landing. But the idea was we wanted to have lunch hour in every time zone, which technically we're still doing because it'll be lunchtime somewhere. I'm just not going to be starting at lunch. Yeah.
Nice.
Sounds
So
good.
the holidays are busy. We're going to be, we are going to be seeing the volumes are just increasing all the time. The cryptos are the pullback that we've had. I'm actually a little surprised at how long it's pulled back, but I have to remember Ethereum is just that laggard. It always happens. Bitcoin makes its move, creates a new high, and then Ethereum does it 3-4 weeks later. It's just always that way. And so I think that we're there. Ethereum is in position to do its thing. I don't like Ethereum. I'm actually quite annoyed by it, but it's those layer 2 coins that are those are where the golden eggs are, I tell you. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on everything, and if I see anything else that comes up, I'll throw it into the into the Telegram. But I'll see it for market analysis tomorrow morning. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. We can continue.